Hey everyone, welcome to the Decorative Den, a look inside my craft room where I share all things crafting, planning, and DIY. My name is Charity and I am so happy to have you here with me. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my fall setup in my mini happy planner. Fall is absolutely my favorite season, and so it is my favorite time to decorate my planner, and I'm really excited to share with you everything that I have going on in here. So if you are interested in seeing that, then just keep watching. All right, so before we start going through this setup, I just want to kind of give a little disclaimer. I do call this my mini happy planner because everything in this planner is mini happy planner sized. However, nothing in it is actually Happy Planner brand anymore. This is me just sharing how I've decorated and set up my planner for fall. But all right, let's jump into this. So starting with the outside of my planner, I am still using this gorgeous faux leather cover from Paperbound Creations on Etsy. And I just love this gorgeous like camel cognac color. And it has a beautiful glitter spine, which is scalloped. And so I actually got this cover last fall, like halfway through the fall season. And so I didn't get to do a fall setup with it. I did a Halloween setup with it and I really loved how that turned out. But I just, ever since I've bought it, have pretty much just been waiting to put a fall setup with this planner cover. So I'm really excited that I've finally done that. So the other thing you can kind of see on the outside here is this charm. This is from the shop 2 Weeks on Mars, one of my favorite places to buy planner charms. And this one I've used probably, I think, for 3 years in a row now. I just think it is such a perfect fall charm with the little pumpkin and leaves. And I will give you a better shot of that charm again at the end of this setup. But all right, let's jump in and start talking about everything inside this planner. All right, so I zoomed you in a little bit so you have a better view of everything, and I'm going to start over here on the pocket side of this planner cover, and this cover comes with 3 different pockets, and so we'll just go through them starting with the front one here. As you can see, I have a few little die cuts sticking out as well as a little calendar, and so this first die cut is this super adorable guinea pig with a little pumpkin, and this is from the shop The Pipsqueakery on Etsy. The Pipsqueakery is a nonprofit animal rescue that specializes in small animals. And so they have lots of guinea pigs, rabbits, like any kind of small animal you can think of. And so they have an Etsy shop with some really adorable stickers. And so I do like to support them that way. So I have that little die cut and I just attached it with some washi tape to an extra piece of cardstock. This is one of my favorite things to do to get my die cuts to sit up properly in my pocket. I think that is a great tip if you are trying to get your die cuts to sit in a specific spot in your pocket. So that's my first thing in that front pocket. Then I have my calendar. This is a freebie on my Instagram account, so do head over there and get yourself a copy. It is just a 3x3 inch little calendar of September, and I like to keep this in the front as a little reference as I'm going throughout the month. And then finally, I have another little die cut, again, attached with some washi to a piece of cardstock. But this is from the shop Every Minute a Story, and it is so stinking cute. This little beanie character with her pumpkin spice latte, so precious and just like screams fall. So I knew that this die cut had to be in this setup. And I added the cardstock because I really wanted her to sit on top of the calendar. And I just really love how that layering turned out. So behind that in the next pocket, I have essentially like a washi dashboard. I ended up doing something like this in my summer setup and I really loved how it turned out and just brought a lot of additional colors to my front pocket area. And so I decided to do it again for fall. And so this time I'm using 2 different washi tapes from Simply Gilded. So this brown bow washi tape and then the like orangey ginger stardust washi tape. And then this kind of gray wood pattern tape that is from the Pink Room Co. And then finally this little glitter tape that is just something I got off a pack on Amazon. But yeah, I love that color combination. Again, like perfect fall colors in my opinion. And then on top of that, I just layered another die cut, and it is this gorgeous like watercolor maple leaf. And this was a freebie from the shop, or not from the shop, from the blog Home Sweet Farm Home. It was actually like an 11 by 14 print that you could print out and frame. But I ended up shrinking it down and cutting it out to be a little die cut for this setup. And so I just attached that to the Washi dashboard, again with a little piece of washi tape, just to kind of hold it in place and make sure this front pocket area kind of looks the way I want it to. But yeah, that's all the decorative elements. In this inside pocket here, I have just 2 reference cards. So the first is this positive affirmations card I made, and I just laminated it and have been kind of moving it from planner to planner. And so I finally decided that this pocket is where it will live, so that way I can kind of carry it around with me and have it when I need it. And then the other card I keep up here is my evening routine card, which again is really just meant to be kind of a reference for me, especially during chaotic weeks when I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything I need to stay on track in the evening. But yeah, that is everything in my pockets up here. So we can move on to my actual planner. I am still using the 1-inch aluminum discs from Levenger in rose gold. And I'm kind of doing a mixed metals, I guess, in this setup because I feel like this setup would look beautiful with some gold discs, but I just don't have any. And so I have some rose gold elements, well, lots of rose gold elements, and some gold elements like my charm and some of the washi tapes. So there wasn't too much thought into the metals I was using with this setup. But moving on to my actual planner, this scalloped frosted cover is from the shop Makers Avenue on Etsy. I love this. Makers Avenue offers both a scalloped edge and a straight edge of these frosted covers, and I believe they have them in multiple sizes as well. And mine's obviously sized for the mini happy planner, but this is just a nice cover that adds a little more structure to my planner itself. So behind that, I have kind of my decorative cover here, which starts with this gorgeous piece of vellum. This was a image I got off of pexels.com, which is a free stock image site. Definitely great to know about and use if you are looking for some cute stock images to decorate your planner with. And so this was just like a pile of fallen leaves, and so I printed it out on a sheet of vellum and have it just layered here in the front. Behind that, I have this gorgeous quote, "And all at once summer collapsed into fall." And this was another freebie print from that blog Home Sweet Farm Home, which I will make sure to link that blog as well as all the other shops I'm mentioning in my description. But this was one of the prints that she offered, and so I just printed it out on some of this brown craft paper because I thought it just was, I don't know, it gave it more of like this rustic fall feel, I thought. So that is right in the front of my planner. And then behind that, I have my mood board for this planner. Sometimes in my setups, I'll do a table of contents, and sometimes I'll do a mood board. And I really wanted a mood board this fall. I just felt like there are so many fall images that I just love looking at, and so I wanted to include as many as possible in this setup. So as you can see, instead of doing like a bright, snuggly, fun fall, I kind of went with more of like a late fall, moody fall vibe. I'm trying to bring in more brown tones in this setup and kind of like images of leaves that have already fallen off the trees. When things are like crisp and cold, I'm thinking like late October, early November. That's like the kind of fall vibes I wanted with this. And so I tried to find that in the images that I used. But all of these pictures are either from Pexels or Unsplash. Like Pexels, unsplash.com is just another free stock image site. It is a great place to get images for your mood boards. And I actually have a YouTube video where I explain how I make my mood board, so I'll make sure to link that as well. And then on the back side of that, I have another washi dashboard. Again, this is like the same exact pattern with those same exact tapes as I have in the pocket here. I just love this color combination and wanted to use it again in the setup. So that brings me to the first section in my planner, which is my inbox section. And these sections have stayed pretty much the same as they have been in my summer setup. So I always start each section with one of these like header pages, and attached to that I have a Post-it tab that I added like a little label to. And so that is the start of each section. But my first section is still my inbox section, essentially my master to-do list. And so I like having this right in the front to kind of keep me on track. But then behind that, I have my next dashboard, which is this gorgeous picture of fallen oak leaves. And it says autumn leaves and pumpkin please in gorgeous rose gold foil. So this is a dashboard that I got last fall from the shop Dash of Sun Designs. She offered a set of 4, and I saw them last year and was like, I definitely need to buy these and use them in my setup next year. And so I've been saving them for a whole year, and I am so excited to have these dashboards in my planner now. And so this is the first one. I think it is so pretty. And then keeping with that theme, I have a fall leaves backside to this dashboard, and all 4 of these images were from Pexels or Unsplash, and I just liked the different sets of leaves or different types of leaves and the colors they brought. So I decided to include all 4 on the back here. And then that brings me to my reference section, which again starts with this header page and a tab. This section is like essentially my lists and logs section from my A5 planner, now housed in my mini happy planner. And in here, I kind of just keep anything that I want to have to be able to reference to. So I have like a year at a glance calendar for the year, a list of summer projects I never worked on, a plant care guide, some Tombow swatches, quotes I like. I also have like a order tracker in here, but just kind of anything that I think I will want to refer back to again. But that is pretty much that section. So moving on to my next set of dashboards, I have again another piece of vellum with a gorgeous quote on it. It says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers." And again, this was another freebie print from that blog Home Sweet Farm Home. And I just printed it out on some vellum and layered it on top of another one of the dashboards from Dash of Sun Designs. And this one's probably my favorite of the whole set. I just love how cozy it is with the dried leaves and the warm beverage. I think this has so many fall vibes, and I love that it's still emphasizing those like deeper brown tones with some gray. It's really the colors that inspired this setup. So that is just like the other dashboard in rose gold. And then on the back side of that, I have another one of the dashboards from that set from Dash of Sun Designs, which is a stack of these beautiful tan and brown sweaters and some rose gold foil leaves on it. So pretty. And these dashboards were 5x7s, and I just cut them down a little bit so they would fit in the mini happy planner. But okay, so moving on to my daily section. I guess one thing that has changed since I last did a flip through of my planner is I used to have my monthly section first and then my daily section, but I noticed that I use my dailies way more than my monthlies, and so I decided to switch them so that way my dailies would be a little closer to the front and easy to access on a daily basis. But I am still using the same, let me get a blank one, the same insert here. So this is my daily schedule insert. I have this available as a freebie in both the mini happy planner and micro happy planner sizes. So if it's something you think you can use, definitely head over to my Instagram to download that. And so I just use these every day to kind of keep me on track. And I'll go over my monthly insert, but essentially I take my monthly plans and then transfer them into my dailies. And I haven't been using any kind of weekly plans in terms of pre-planning this year. But that's my daily section. So that brings me to my next set of dashboards, which begins with this window dashboard. And this was actually in my winter setup from the end of last year, beginning of this year. And I just loved it so much, I decided to use it again. And so it is kind of like supposed to be a log cabin or like cabin in the woods wall and you have a window that you're like looking out into the forest through. And so I made this by taking this log cabin paper from scrapbook.com and just cutting out a square or a rectangle. And then I made the little window panes out of some cream cardstock. And then in between the front and back side of the dashboard, I put a piece of acetate, so that would serve as kind of like the window or the glass of the window. And I do actually have a video where I outline the entire process, and I have a template for making a window. And so I'll make sure to link that for you. But I have that kind of looking out on this gorgeous fall forest scene. And so I really love the look of looking out the cabin window onto this gorgeous fall scene. And on the back side of that, I just have a continuation of the image because, again, I just really loved this forest scene. And so I decided to use both sides or the full image. And this, I believe, was from Pexels.com. So that brings me to my monthly section. And for my monthly section, I am still using we'll use this November, this dashboard style insert. And I'll just go through and at the start of each month, plan out my month. And then, like I said, I'll transfer my plans each week into my daily section. So that is my monthlies. And then that brings me to the last dashboard set and the last section of this planner. And there really is no theme for this set of dashboards other than these were other images I found on Unsplash that I really wanted to use, but they didn't make the cut for my mood board. So I included them in the back here as a dashboard. But on the top, I have a piece of acetate with these rose gold bows, and this is from the shop Harriet Wright Designs. I've included this in so many setups. It is definitely starting to wear as the little bows are coming off. So I should probably get a new sheet of this, but I just love it so much. And I thought it paired beautifully with this gorgeous image, which is kind of dark, so I hope that you can see it on camera, but it's this really pretty, like, fall picnic tea party is what I've been calling it. It has this beautiful burlap blanket and then a bunch of different tea kettles, and it's clearly sitting on like the forest floor with some fallen leaves. And I love tea, and I just loved the vibe and colors of this picture, and so I had to include that. And then the back of that is kind of the last image of this setup, which is meant to be the end of fall, like right before we're moving into the start of the holidays, when all the leaves are fallen, the air is cold, and I don't know, you kind of get like that almost like a spooky vibe. I just love this image so much with the railroad. And so I kind of started with a quote about summer collapsing into fall, and so I wanted to end with an image of very late fall once all of the trees were bare. So that was kind of my thought process behind ending with that. And that brings me to my notes section, which I keep two different inserts back here. Let me find, again, some blank ones. So I keep a heart checklist insert and then also some grid paper. Both of these really are to jot down lists, notes, and then as you saw with my reference section, sometimes if a page is useful, I will move it out of my notes section and into my reference section. Otherwise, it'll just kind of stay back here until it's not needed anymore, and I'll tear it out of my planner. But yeah, so that is all of that, and I'll just give you a better shot of this charm from 2 Weeks on Mars. But yeah, that will pretty much do it for this setup. I really hope that you enjoyed this planner flip through. I definitely enjoyed getting to share everything with you. As I said, fall is absolutely my favorite season, and so I had so much fun picking out different images and elements for this setup, and so I really love that I got to share it with you. If you did like this video, please hit the like button for me so I know, and consider subscribing if you are interested in other crafting, planning, and DIY videos. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you are well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.